Hey Libras, how you doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your second half of October general reading here. Listen, I feel really spacey from the meditation I just did for you guys. Really wish I knew what the song was called, and I feel like a really terrible lover of classical music that I don't know the name of it, but it's like it was that song. Is that from the Nutcracker? I wish I knew. But the point, there was that song, and I saw you guys at like a carnival fair, right? And I saw you, twirling and living your best life, darling. I saw flying pigs, which for me is the embodiment of wishes coming true that are just as magical in nature. That saying of like, when pigs fly, oh, that'll happen when pigs fly. Feels like luck is very much on your side right now, but we know that luck is really just right place, right time, in alignment, being a vibrational match to what it is you desire, right? That's really all that luck is. There's also this, it was very fascinating. A lot of these readings are coming across as like extra cattywampus magical, and I think it's because of the season that we're in. I swear I feel like I'm on like LSD or something when I'm in these meditations, because I'm like, what is going on? But it's really fun. And to say that I saw you time dipping or time walking, where it's almost as if you're in your own world and you're in this place of like pleasure and being in the present moment and enjoyment, that you are time walking or time dipping or astral projecting into different aspects of yourself, different timelines, different realms. I don't even know if you know you're doing it. I feel like for a group of you, this is happening when you're sleeping, because I do get a very strong fae or fairy energy, which is really to say that I feel like a lot of this is going on in the nighttime or in your unconscious, where it's like you're gonna know if this relates to you and if this is happening during the nighttime, where you wake up and you're like, I don't feel like I slept. Like, I know that I slept, okay, but I don't feel like I slept. I feel tired. I feel like, maybe you're remembering dreams that are just really strange or fantastical in nature, and then because that's at the heart of Fae lore, which is, these humans would come and go into the fairy realm overnight and then wake up, would dance all night, and then wake up with sore feet. Has this come up for you guys before? I'm having deja vu. I don't know. But either way, it feels very trippy, magical, feel goods. And then I saw you guys kind of being like, listen, if you can't come on this magical, merry-go-round with me, then you can just like, piss off, so to speak. It almost felt like this feeling of like not wanting to be dragged back down to earth or put limitations on you. It feels like you want to, I very much associate butterflies with Libras. And it feels very much like you guys just want and need and have earned your butterfly status at this point. If you think about it, like the embodiment of a butterfly energy, it's like, you can't put me on a time schedule, boo. You can't tell me that I have to be here at a specific time or do this specific thing or be a certain way or look a certain way or whatever. It's almost as if this feeling of like not having or not wanting to deal with any responsibilities of the mundane world, but it feels like something that you've earned. It's very cool. Let's see what comes up for my Libras. It's very cool. It's like, I'm gonna be over here on my pink cloud, and it felt like an air sign, like on 1,000, really, honestly, is what it felt like, which is cool. So we got the beaver here, which is really freaking hilarious that this is coming up given what I saw. Because remember how I said that you've earned this magical vacation time or land or where you are? It feels like you're in a place of, it's my birthday. Oh, okay, sorry. I had like a slow, okay. We are in your birthday season. Okay, this is making sense. I forgot about it. We are in your birthday season still, right? Yeah, until what, the 22nd? Okay, we are still in your birthday season. It feels like it's my birthday. Every day's my birthday. But it's like it's been earned, and I feel the need to say that. It's not like, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where it's like, you know what I mean? It's like you've really, really earned this. and you just want to like keep the good vibes going and coming in. And this is what's really funny about this. The beaver, you know, embodied, is able to enjoy play and recreation if and only if the hard day's work has been completed to the best of the beaver's abilities. Do you see this sun kind of setting in the background behind the trees, and the beaver's like, hey guys, like, you know, I'm ready to play now because I did all of my work. But the beaver could never enjoy a day off unless, you know, put in the work beforehand. That's why it's funny that I kept saying that you earn this, right? I think you might be surrounded by people who aren't in the same energy as you. In terms of like, you might have people around you that are, the Emperor and the Magician, who are facing deadlines, or who have a lot to do, or they have to live under the constraints of time, which makes sense because we as humans, like, you know, this is a time-obsessed world, and and it's just part of this 3D dimension, right? But it feels like you just don't, it's almost as if you're allergic to the constraints of time right now. You just want to be free to go on your whim and go. It's almost as if like, not just pre-industrial revolution, but like way back when our ancestors knew the time of day, you know, depending on where the sun was in the sky, and where there were no clocks, and you couldn't make plans for next week to meet up with anyone in particular because it was like tribal living, and we didn't know where we were going to be, and we just were where we were at any given moment. That's what it feels like. I only want to be here now, right? And if I'm gonna make plans or go anywhere, I want it to be at my own whim, and I want to just be in an energy that is of my own design and creation. It feels like my beautiful Libras, like right now you have an allergy to anyone who is an overly serious energy or wants to bring you back down to earth. You're like, no, I've earned this. It's been a year. And it has been a year. It's been a 3-year, which means when things are really good, they were freaking fantastic, which is where I feel that you are. Or it's, you know, been so bad you can't see the forest through the trees, going off of this beaver background here, right? You've earned this. This is your time of the year to just like be footloose and fancy free. And anyone who tries to constrain you in any way, it's like, I am not having it. I'm not having it. Page of Wands, darling. This is lining up really, really beautifully. So remember, the Wands rule the realm of desire, passion, artistry, right? The Page of Wands denotes, you know, the page itself denotes a newer, fresher, younger energy. But you know what I'm really obsessed with is, you see how this crow's mouth is like, ah! Like, that's what it feels like for you guys, where it's just like, yes, okay, I'm going to take this a really funny way. Because I'm getting this image of like, this is not a wand, but like a broomstick. Okay? And you here, as the Libra personified, are on this broomstick, living your best life, literally just like screaming away. But not like angry screaming, just like, you know when you were a kid and you would put your arms out and twirl around and just be like, ah! You know, kids are known to scream. They trust me, I know this. I don't have any, but I'm around kids a lot. And they really are very, and it feels like you. It's like this childhood sense of like, ah! Like in a really good way. I also feel like, you know, this is the past energy coming in that can affect the present. I do feel like you've been kind of riding this wave of really just putting your energy towards your dreams, right? Energy towards the dreams, right? Especially, I feel like Page, because it is a younger energy, this can be a reinvigoration or reimagining of your dreams, or you're realizing, you know, new aspects of your dreams, which you're really excited about pursuing. Like you got a fresh new idea or direction, right? This is one. Oh, I love it. You got the Queen of Cups, which is so beautiful. Now remember, she's the most psychic of all the queens, which is another way of saying she's a great receiver. She feels things very intuitively, to the point where if she's not, she is the empath, right? She's very careful because those feelings, what she feels, can overwhelm her, right? Nobody can get anything by on the Queen of Cups because she's going to be able to clock it from miles away, good or bad, right? Yeah, I am drawn to the starfish here, which is about, starfish represents wishes being fulfilled, right? But also how things appear in the 3D, which is really interesting. Do you see this ocean water here? There is this feeling of transition, moving from one state of being to another. It feels like, I keep getting this feeling of, okay, I'm looking also at how these crows are like communicating, right? She's like over here like, okay, I see you. And this crow like, ah! I really feel like anyone who you're around, whether this is a boss, co-worker, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, mama, daddy, whoever is in your energy that is held to a time clock or a timetable or has a rigid way of thinking, or even if this is an aspect of yourself, I feel like it's more like other people though. It's like, no, it's got to be this way. Why are you going over there? Where have you been? I've been calling you for the past hour. Your lunch break ended 20 minutes ago. But you were over here eating lunch in the garden, staring at the flowers, listening to music, and losing track of time. That's what it feels like it wants to go on with you right now. It's like you've worked really hard this year. You've grown a lot and been through a lot. And now it's like, can I just lose track of time now? Time. Feels like it's at the essence of this. And it feels like anyone who's around you who is like, no, we got to be more vigilant rather. It's like, I'll catch you later. I'm not wanting to go there right now. Oh, did you see that? Like flew this way. Ace of Cups. I'm completely obsessed. Okay. This is really cool. So Ace of Cups, this is really gorgeous coming up here in the latter position. Guess what? This is about unconditional self-love. It's about spiritual gifts, psychic insights, just like the Queen of Cups is, yeah? Right? Ace of Cups is also about a great love. Now, here's why I'm like really keying into this. It's very funny to me because remember how I said that it's like you really just want to do your own thing and be flowy, and it felt like you were either time walking or dimension shifting or really going into your own world. You know that saying like, oh, she's in her own world, he's in his own world. It feels like you're in your own world, but it's like the happiest place that you could possibly be right now. And I feel like the universe is stepping forward, especially with this beaver energy, to say, it's okay to be in your own world because you've been in others where you've been, really adhering to all of these other things. Now just do you be in your own world and really don't, it's almost as if you're being given permission or allowance to, not that you need it, to just spend time on whatever fills your own cup up with joy. But I also feel like there's this feeling here. These are two psychic keys that indicate psychic ability or downloads here. And I did get all this fairy energy and this, just all this, magical vibes here, and it really feels like you guys might be in a place where you are receiving a lot of intuitive upgrades. Okay, but I feel like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so intuitive upgrades can take a lot of different forms. In one way, they can be kind of intense if you're kind of awake while they're happening and you're like, oh my God, what's going on? Suddenly my ability is up. I feel like I'm seeing things, hearing things. I'm picking up on, I'm empathing really hard or whatever that is. I feel like for you guys, when your computer or your phone says a new software is ready to be updated, do you want to do it now or do you want to wait until tonight and then you just got to have it plugged in and on and then it'll update overnight? I feel like you're updating overnight. Which in my opinion is super preferable, so good on you. I feel like you're updating overnight and you're kind of waking up and you're like, wow. I feel like your abilities are really growing. I feel specifically for the empaths. Okay? The people around you will get in line with where you are and what you're doing, but you're really being called to do you. Because do you see this other crow coming in? It's like, oh, well, if you insist. I feel like your energy is going to have this beautiful, contagious energy where it rubs off on others around you. It's like, wow, I'll have what they're having. Wow, this is amazing. So, clarifier for Page of Wands is karma, which is the judgment key, right? I want to show you something. You see how the sun is here and see how we have an eclipse situation going on here? This is very much about the past, this judgment key here, right? And remember when this came up in the past position. And remember how I said like it was like this queen here was looking at this one yelling and going, what's going on? I feel like you're coming out of a time where you have exercised a lot of aspects of yourself or ideas or thoughts or things from the past that needed to be culled away from your current experience. Listen, let me tell you something. So often we are affected by aspects of the past, energies, ideas, anything that's linked to the past or our experiences that created us, right? Oh my God, we could be affected by those in the present and not even know it. And I feel like part of what these overnight updates too are for you is kind of clearing your programming in a way. Clearing your programming. Because we are a product of our experiences, but it feels like you're giving a new name to the game, Libra. That's what it feels like. It feels like true magician energy here. It really, really does. I'm also getting like, remember how I keep talking about these people around you where it's like they're either going to fall in line or they're not, right? And this is really about the past. I do want to say, do you see how there's this child here? And I had this image of, children like really like speaking. I really do feel like there are people around you or even your inner child actually for some of you guys who have really been in full expression or affecting you directly. And it's plopped you right into this place of like, wow, here's the thing. I'm just going to put it to you this way, Libras. If you are watching this and you are intuitive, right? Which let's just call a thing. If you're watching these videos, first of all, I believe everyone is intuitive, just to different degrees. And it's just like going to the gym. The more you work a particular muscle, the more defined it will be. And the better it will work for you, right? If you go to the gym and you work your biceps, the more, the better able you'll be to lift boxes or babies or whatever have you. Right? Intuition is not dissimilar. Some people are naturally intuitive, right? And as they develop it, they're able to, I don't want to say control it more, but allow it to work for them, specifically how they would desire it to work for them. But I feel like the point is everyone's intuitive in the base case, just to different degrees and how much time they put into it. I feel like if you're watching these videos, you are in some way clicked into your intuition, or at least open to the fact that intuition is alive and well within and around you in some form, even if you're just like, okay, this person's intuitive and I'm going to link into what they're saying, right? But I feel like you are upgrading your intuition and your spiritual sense is getting upgraded so quickly and in such a big way that it is going to color and filter the people that are currently in your experience and your past, people that have been with you a while. I feel like this is what this is saying. People who have been with you a while too, you're gonna see differently. This happens. I gotta tell you, it really, really does happen. And the best thing to do is just allow it, right? Oh my God. It's exactly, okay, I just got shivers because this is exactly what I was just saying. Ace of Swords to clarify the Queen of Cups. This is exactly what I was just saying. I just said, when you're upgraded in this way and you start seeing and feeling things differently and you're tapped in and you're upgraded in this new way, this Ace of Swords moment is going to come in and you're going to be like, oh my God, I never noticed that before. I never noticed that about myself before. I never noticed that about you before. And I'm telling you, it's this like awakening where it's like, it's an absolute truth that you can't just close your eyes to. And I love how this is represented by the hawk, because the hawk is brilliant, because the hawk is really good at seeing the overall bird's eye view of something, the bigger picture, but also the detail of it, which makes it different from the eagle energy, right? In energetic form, animal medicine form anyway. So I feel like you're like, wow, not only am I seeing the bigger picture of why I attracted you in my life in the first place, or why I attracted this job, or why, whatever, I attracted this current home that I'm living in, but I'm seeing the details of how it's affecting me energetically, of how it may affect my future path going forward with this Ace of Cups. I feel like you're going to be getting aligned into what is currently in your energy, whether that's person, places, or things, and how they may or may not facilitate you getting to what you desire in the future, where you're going. You guys are like, wow, major intuitive upgrade here. But that's the thing too, that's what they're drawing to my attention. In terms of intuitive work or your downloads, and we are going, we are moving swiftly into the time with Samhain or Halloween where the veil is at its thinnest. And there's something there for you. I feel like especially Scorpio season coming up here is, oh, that makes sense. Scorpio's incredibly intuitive, right? Incredibly intuitive. And there's this feeling of you stepping into Scorpio season. It feels like you're delegating in a new way because you're seeing things more clearly than ever. There's a clarity of mind. And they're telling me too that like this whole feeling of you just wanting to go at your own pace and be in this energy of like, please don't try to control me or put me on a time clock. That is where the heart of intuition lies, because the heart of intuition can't breathe within a space of regulation or time constraint or judgment or analysis paralysis, right? Intuition thrives best and only when it has plenty of room and space to do so. And I feel like that's why you like want to be in your own world right now, while you're waking up and you're like, oh my God, I feel like, what is going on? Like it's very Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, right? I feel like I'm having deja vu during this reading. Have I mentioned that for you before? I don't know. Clarifier for Ace of Cups. King of Swords. I can't with this. Is that a falcon or another hawk? I feel like it's a falcon. So King of Swords here, to clarify Ace of Cups, I mean, King of Swords is stepping into that powerful energy and going, okay, you can come along on this ride, and then you over here, we're no longer in alignment, even though I've known you forever, even though I love you and I'll always love you. But I'm realizing that every time I'm around your energy, I either get tired, right? Anyone who you spend time with and you feel tired afterwards, that is the universe communicating to you that you guys are not a vibrational match that is positive for you, right? That's it. With this King of Swords, this is like the master of delegation, the master of making changes where there need to be changes, right? I'm telling you, you're stepping into a place where your intellect and logic is being so beautifully informed by your intuitive sphere that nobody can tell you nothing, but in a really good way. It feels very self-assured, because when your intellect and your intuition are working hand in hand, as indicated by the King of Swords and Ace of Cups, there is absolutely no doubt. There's no analysis paralysis. There's no wishy-washy. There's no crying over spilt milk. It's just like, no, I'm very sure that this can stay, this can go, and I can see the path ahead of me more clearly than I have in a minute. Okay? That's what I'm getting here for you guys. It is very cool. It is very cool. You know, they're drawing my attention to the fact that the trees here too, with the beaver too, and they're just drawing this link in for y'all. Because remember how I said the beaver, it really loves to play, but only when the work has been done. If the beaver hasn't finished its work for the day, it's like only gonna half play. It's gonna, because in its mind, it's like, oh my God, I should have done that. Oh God, now I gotta fit it in tomorrow. You know, like that. It's kind of like a Virgo energy for me with this beaver. And then you see the forest here in the background. The King of Swords is a very similar energy as well with the beaver. And I feel like this is very much your advice. Delegate your life and veer away from anyone whose opinions or you know, seek to shape you or constrict you, or anyone who is not a reciprocal relationship, who's taking more than you know, they're giving, right? Ooh, I feel like you're stepping into a really powerful time, and it's really cool that the update's happening when you're sleeping. It's very cool. Now, I don't feel like that's for everybody. I feel like for a good majority of you, though, it's happening when you're sleeping. Goddess guidance for you. Goddess guidance for my Libras. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so good. Okay. I literally can't with this. Okay. Kali, my lady. Kali, endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. See how this is lining up with the judgment key right here? The old, as indicated by the judgment key, must be released so that the new can enter. This is exactly what I've been saying, right? The old must be released so that the new can enter, and it's up to you to make those cuts, okay? Literally, with the swords here. Make the cuts with love, but with clarity, right? And with absolution. Now, let's look at this gorgeous realness. We have Isolde, right? Tristan and Isolde, it's from that, that legend. The love you have shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. The love you have shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. I feel like this is also speaking to this judgment key with people we've known from our past or had past lives with, right? But this is really fascinating to me because we're talking about anyone in your energy or atmosphere that is no longer a vibrational match to where you are, or they could be again, but right now we got to put them on the bench, right? It's that sort of thing. There are people that I feel, now this can absolutely be speaking to loved ones around you, right? Undying love, right? This can be romantical, this can be familial, this can be friendship, all of those good things. But there is this aspect here of like, sometimes you just got to take time to do you, and it doesn't mean that they're going to, now I feel like some are being asked to really be cut away for real, but I feel like within this Ace of Cups too is this discernment around, listen, the love is there, the love will always be there, but right now, we need to take a break in some space. I really must and go be on my own path of, intellect linking up with intuition, and it's forming a new aspect of yourself that is of a higher vibration, that is super powerful and strong. Not everybody can come on that ride. Not everybody can come on that ride, especially not muggles, right? Which are non-magical people, right? Harry Potter term there, right? If you know me at all, I love my Harry Potter references. Also, Kali here, you see how she has this third eye here? And we're talking about the third eye and intuition bumping up. Release with love, right? All of this, release with love. But more than ever, I feel like this is saying also because the Ace of Cups is about unconditional self-love and great love. I feel like it's saying just like, make these changes, but there's also this aspect of like, anything that you do it from a place of not just love for others, but love for yourself. And any decision that you make that stems from unconditional self-love is going to radiate and affect, the other people around you that are being affected by whatever decisions you make within this realm. Okay? There's just a mind-body-spirit alignment here too that just feels very real and present. And we've got the doves here, which is about love. So Libras, this is really beautiful and gorgeous, and I just am really excited for you guys. It just feels like a lot of these readings have just been like ultra magical, and I'm just like, yes, get with it, magical time of the year. So with that being said, I so hope this helped and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I would just love that. And with that being said, just thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.